Guys, I think we're up now.
Hey everyone, yeah, I can hear you and it seems like we are live.
Awesome.
Welcome to today's ScaledOn live Q&A session. As you are probably already used to, I am Bogdan. I'm the Amazon Department Manager here at ScaledOn, and I'm joined by our Senior Strategist and Ad Specialist, Dominic. So today we are going to break down how to merge the ad strategy and creative execution to drive real performance, especially when it comes to video on Amazon, Amazon DSP, and not only. Dominic, great to have you here. Can you kick us off by sharing why this topic matters and probably now even more than ever?
Yeah, I think that's it. It's now even more than ever. And I think part of that comes down to there's a few things in the mix, right? But I think video has always been super important. But there's a few things going on in the market, right? Between sort of Amazon's push into its DSP push, the lowering of the barrier of entries, its recent deal that Amazon announced with Netflix to get ad inventory over there. And I think also, TikTok kind of set the attention standards. So the shift is attention scarcity. So, static images, we know, don't stop the scroll as well as videos. And I think as we're about to cover here, what inputting AI into your video production process can help you with is the speed at which you can operate and test and use creatives like never before, basically.
Yeah, definitely. AI is a game changer, and I know probably lots of you guys here tried or at least tested some video generated by AI, but yeah, it seems like our design team took AI to the next level, and Dominic is going to share a couple of examples during this webinar of what they were able to achieve. So at least from our side, it's impressive. It was over our expectations. So when it comes to video, I think videos are suitable to cover all funnel stages. So why don't we start from the top of the funnel, Dominic, and let's see how good are videos, and especially AI videos, to generate awareness, because this is the stage for the top of the funnel.
Yeah, let me grab a few examples. Because you're right, they're useful at every stage, so whether that's like the absolute bottom of the funnel on the product detail pages where you're fully educating the consumer about all the features of the product, right to the top where you're trying to tell a bit of a story, trying to grab some attention. So let me just pull up a couple of examples on that. So I think one version I might actually use, because I wouldn't mind showing the more extended version of it. This one is the Nightmare optimized video. Just let me share this.
So all the examples that Dominic will share with you guys were AI videos created by our team for some of our clients. So Nightmare, first example was used for top of the funnel.
Yes, and we'll get into some of the how I think later in the session, but first we'll kind of walk through these sort of funnel stages.
Is your home haunted by old drafty windows?
We have to get away from this draft. It's slightly chilly.
This fall, escape the chills with 25% off Thompson Creek windows. End your home improvement nightmare and save money on energy bills. Call today.
I'm just going to share another quick example, I think. And then what we'll do is we'll dive into the extended version of that. But first, actually, I want to show another great video that's getting some great ROAS at the moment.
These Thompson Creek windows, solid, energy efficient, custom built. And they come with a 50-year warranty, which is like 5 lifetimes for a beaver. How do I know so much about Thompson Creek windows? Well, I live right here. This is Thompson Creek. Pretty soon, though, it's probably going to be Thompson Pond.
So you can see we've got our avatar in play there as well.
Why is it very important to have probably a different avatar for different funnel stages?
Yeah, so I mean, this I think this is probably the most exciting part of it, is that, you know, if you're doing traditional, let's say, image ads on Amazon, let's take directly on the Amazon platform for a second, okay? Imagine that you've got a product that, you know, traditionally with an image type ad, the one thing you're trying to do at all the time is to match the customer's search intent with that result. They see something that's super, super relevant. Of course, they're way more likely to click through. So if you can think of an example like a water bottle, somebody types that term into Amazon, you have hopefully a piece of creative that closely matches that intent. You're going to get that click. But of course, that same product has multiple different use cases, multiple different avatars behind it. So let's just say you had water bottle for the office as a term. If you can create a video that closely matches that term, water bottle for the office, you can imagine it grabbing attention by showing somebody putting a water bottle into their business rucksack, pulling it out at the desk. Maybe it has some anti-slip feature. And if you were to flip that to, let's say, a water bottle for kids or water bottle for the car, let's say that one. And it's the exact same product, but you want to make sure to show that it fits in the cup holder and that it's got a handle that you can kind of pull it out quite quickly. You can show again that example in those first few seconds of that video. And
Yes,
you don't
for example,
necessarily, go ahead.
if we have a mother searching for a water bottle for her children to take to school, that's a totally different example. And if a mother was searching for a water bottle on Amazon and it shows some guy putting a water bottle in the car, just to match
Yeah.
your example, probably it won't grab her attention that much. But this leads me, if you are suggesting to have for different use case a different video, what would this mean for a company? Let's say we are a small or medium company that we are selling this water bottle. Would I afford as a company to have 3, 4, or 5 different versions of a video created in order to cover all the search intent, all the search keywords, to be able to match those keywords on Amazon? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably it will be it will come at a big price that some smaller companies won't afford to have these type of creatives and start doing testing with it. But this is the beauty where AI comes in, where, let's say, same video can be repurposed for different use cases.
It's something like, you know, it's a very common scenario, right? Where you've got a brand that, you know, maybe they spend 10 to 15K and do some on-site filming. They produce something, and typically when they're spending to do something on site, they're usually doing it with all the products together. They'll quickly kind of, you know, they want to make sure that they've got the full range on display. So usually it's typically a branded video that covers the brand. It's not product specific. If you want to do those product specific videos, of course you can. But again, every time you're going up in cost. And then even if you do the product specific videos, you're only usually doing them for one use case, right? You're not going to, like that water bottle example, you're not going to do them for 3, 4, 5 different potential use cases. So I think it definitely changes the game a little bit. And look, you know, Amazon, it's becoming more important, video on the platform from all the different placements that are available. See, even in the tests we've run on vertical video versus landscape, that there's a real edge that you can get by being first into those spaces because the competition's just not there yet. And so, I do envision that more and more people will be relying, more and more sellers will be relying on this method to increase the number of videos that they can produce. But I think just tying it back to those personas, the individual sort of search terms, I think that's where you get that real edge, basically.
Yeah, so this concludes that there's no one size fits all when it comes to videos, and this is only if you are referring, let's say, at Amazon as a platform, but you can use videos on DSP to show on Fire TV, on Netflix. You can use them on your own website, on off Amazon advertising. So every platform comes with its own specification in terms of video size, dimensions, length accepted. So having let's call this superpower of editing or changing one of the videos to fit multiple places, that's a huge win here.
I think see that bit about testing as well. I remember an example of a video that we had that had done quite well on TikTok, that we used AI to slightly repurpose it and reformat it ever so slightly for Amazon. And a little trick here was, rather than using the full, let's say 30 seconds or so for a sponsor brand video, taking it, looping it, and just making it short so that you're actually kind of encouraging people to click through by not doing the whole detail, on the product. It's just, that was originally was almost like a UGC type video, wasn't it? So it didn't give the full details. It just gave that sort of snippet of what the product might be about. So to kind of invoke that bit of curiosity that people would click through then.
Yes, just imagine your video being displayed on ads like a trailer for a movie, okay? You just see some sequences, you get the customer's attention, but the attention span of the customer is not that high, especially when you are running ads. Imagine you are watching Netflix, your favorite movie, and an ad pops in. What do you want? For the ad to go over and you can continue watching your movie. So giving the customer just a bit of insights on what the product is about, what the video, grabbing his attention, and then he can click and see moving this way, moving down the funnel. So first step will be awareness. When you grab his interest, if the customer clicks on it, you can go into more details. And we'll cover also the bottom of the funnel where you are trying to educate and showcase all the features of your product, which that usually is kept for the product detail page rather than ads. We do have a short question from Cody. Do AI videos impact ad performance metrics? So first of all, the biggest benefit of AI videos is you can improve the speed of launch. Getting an AI video can be a lot cheaper and much more faster than having an actual video filmed. So this improves testing. Like we love to say here at ScaledOn, testing is our superpower. So with AI, you can have more videos to test and see which one of them has the highest click-through rate, the highest view-through rate. So definitely, since you are able to test multiple versions, you can have a big impact on performance metrics because you have the option to choose the best one. Okay, so let's talk a bit of the Amazon data and audience insights. Can you share an example, for example, like you mentioned previously, hygiene wipes or weighted blankets, and where Amazon's overlapping audience data completely changed the creative strategy we had for those?
Yeah, I think the weighted blankets is a good one. Basically because, their whole sort of marketing strategy was built around adults, college students and professionals looking for stress relief, better sleep. And that audience made total sense, right? It's definitely, core demographic. But it's interesting from pulling Amazon's overlapping audience data, we actually found something kind of surprising, which was that maybe quite a big portion of their sales coming from parents buying smaller weighted blankets for their kids, for sensory sensitivity, sleep issues, this kind of thing. And that's where, you can imagine the speed to test, right? So if you have that hypothesis and you've kind of got that from the data and you kind of want to double down or you want to test on that, that's where you can, of course, you can, do that through your standard ad creatives. But it's a good way with the speed of AI video to be able to test new creatives, to see, does that line up then on a platform? Does that result in that increased click through, ultimately conversions? So just a piece, I suppose, really it's about using Amazon's audience insights there to actually validate the assumptions to a degree, but then just getting to that testing part faster, to see who's actually paying for it.
Since we mentioned Amazon's overlapping audiences, for those of you who are familiar with Amazon DSP, that's an option there. But just as a pro tip, Amazon also has released access to Amazon Marketing Cloud for normal sellers that have just a ads account. So please make sure to check that out, because you have access to some custom built audiences by Amazon, and with the help of SQL queries, you are able to build your own audiences and play around with bid adjustments that you can set in the sponsored product campaigns. So maybe worth having a look there if you haven't noticed this change yet.
It's something to get educated on, to find your edge, but also it's a marker, I think, of what's happening with Amazon's ad platforms, right? Their expansion on DSP, the lowering of the threshold, the minimum spend required for that, and now audiences that are becoming available within the standard sponsored ads. You can see this kind of blending kind of going on, where they're making more options available for all sellers. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely dive in and have a look at what's already available within your campaign manager.
And if you have any DSP related questions, or you would like testing DSP, feel free to go to ScaledOn.com, and on the top right corner you'll have the Hire Us button where you can connect with us, and we will be more than happy to jump on a call with you. And compared to previous DSP service providers, we do not have a minimum spend for running and testing DSP, and this helps a lot sellers that probably do not have deep pockets to run huge budgets on DSP. You can test it with a smaller budget. Okay, so for sponsor brand video tactics, these are more intended for mid of the funnel. So probably this is, at least from what we are seeing across some of our clients that reach out to us, this is an underused tool from Amazon. Mm-hmm. What makes sponsor brand videos so powerful when they are used correctly? Mm-hmm. For example, search terms like non-stick frying pan. Should that video show in the first 2 seconds? Should it show in order to grab the customer attention and get a click?
Yeah, this is what I was referring to earlier. This is your opportunity now to be able to completely match those search term markets that you're going after, so exactly that example, would you say non-stick frying pan? Yeah. So within that, you can imagine short videos that test. You could do one that loops, that encourages, it shows maybe 2 or 3 small features. Of course, these are going to play with sound off, right? So it needs to be very strong visually. You can test that as a loop. You can test It's interesting because I think testing is the bit that's key, because we've even ran some of those more educational product pieces that are really more designed for the product detail page. Those sometimes do well as well. Even sometimes, give an example from a category where a lot of the competitors on this term, it almost seemed to be that what's the correct word for it? Like the standard within that search term market was these 3D exploded imagery of like golf clubs, and it's in the golf category, sort of 3D rotating, very futuristic. We went with a very simple shot of someone sinking a putt on a putting green, and click through as a point of difference. It performed really well. So I think it is just about that testing piece, having multiple variations, and seeing what works.
And if you are talking about looping videos, what would you say would be, I don't know, the best length of a video, the part that gets looped? Is it okay if we just have a video of 10 to 12 seconds
Oh
and
yeah,
that's
that's
getting
fine.
looped?
Or even 8, which we've done. So just that 8 seconds that you loop. Yeah.
I'm asking this because I've noticed even some of our clients that played with AI, there is a misconception when you are using an AI tool to generate a video. Everybody's thinking that you are going to put a prompt and it will generate a 30-second or 1 minute long video, which unfortunately it's not happening. So even our designers are using different prompts, and I think the workflow is more complex that I can explain here, but they are not getting a full length video from one prompt or for one tool. It involves multiple tools and multiple tries until you have the perfect blend.
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably a good point from now. What I should probably share is that nightmare ad that we looked at earlier. I might just share the extended version just to kind of show you some of the scenes that were generated. This obviously, as you'll see, is more of a TV spot on its longer generation, but it shows you some of the specifics around how we have to create individual scenes that we then put together to create the actual arc of the ad. So I'm just going to share my screen again. So what you'll see here is a number of different scenes that were completely generated by AI, and for each of these scenes, obviously we have to maintain the character consistency between them in order to tell the story, but then these pieces could be rearranged into other different ad formats.
This fall, terror comes home.
Wow, honey, I think we found the perfect home.
I can't believe we got it for such a good price, too.
You bought the old Miller house. Folks don't tend to last too long in the old Miller house.
Can we just get some gas, please?
The roof is leaking!
This siding is completely rotten.
It is so ugly! Why is our door so ugly?
We have to get away from this draft. It's slightly chilly.
The only way to end their nightmare is an ancient ritual.
Maybe it can tell us how to stop this nightmare.
Hi, we need new windows, doors, roofing, and siding, and we need it fast.
Absolutely, we can have all that installed in just 2 weeks, and everything is 25% off this month.
Wow, okay, that sounds great.
This October, end your home improvement nightmare with Thompson Creek's biggest sale of the year and scary fast installation.
Wow, that was really easy.
Feels kind of anticlimactic.
Coming to a neighborhood near you. Rated us for savings.
Yeah, perfect example. So this definitely shows us how same character was kept for the whole duration of a video, and it's a long video. I'm assuming that this wasn't generated in just one AI prompt, Dominic, correct?
No, definitely not. Look, and I've got another example that I want to show you, which is just a product detail page version of a video, and what you'll notice here is, and I should mention again, there was no video content for this piece that I'm about to show you. So the videos of the product, of the camera shots panning around the product, of the dog interacting with the product, these are all generated by different models. Let me share this one.
Tired of brown spots ruining your lawn? Nice Grass Chews for Dogs work from the inside out to help neutralize urine damage. Each chew is vet formulated with amino acids, probiotics, and enzymes to support both your dog's health and your yard's beauty. Watch the difference as unsightly burn patches transform into a lush green lawn. Give your dog a tasty chew they'll love and enjoy a healthier lawn you'll be proud of. Nice Grass Chews. Healthy dog, healthy lawn.
So that's an example there of multiple scenes, videos generated from images, videos generated by prompts, part of that script. But of course, that's edited together, right? So it's not. This isn't coming out of one model. But what it allows is, of course, there's no video production involved, right? We can create a unique video that sort of educates the customer about the product that can be used on the product detail page. So we can put that into the Premium A+. And I guess it affords brands videos on products that maybe they otherwise wouldn't have created.
Yeah, so like you said, this is the perfect example for a video we used for product detail pages, which is bottom of the funnel. So we want to show the customer exactly what the problem that they have and the fix. This is why we try to include there a scene with before and after with the lawn from the back of your house. So this is where we try to educate the customer more and show him the benefits of the product. I've seen in the chat another question. AI video goes for every Amazon category, or do you recommend a specific parent or child? So definitely AI can be used in any Amazon category, but it's not equally effective everywhere. So best thing would be to test. It works best in visually demonstrable categories like, I don't know, home and kitchen, beauty, probably fitness. And to the parent-child question, we usually recommend starting at the parent level with the videos, trying to keep your brand consistency and gather enough data. And if you see it improves overall listing performance, you can then go one step further and have child-specific AI videos generated. For example, if you have, let's say, a pet supplement that has 3 variations based on the pet size. Probably if you are selling something for small dogs, you don't want a German Shepherd showing on the product video. That will totally not steer the interest of the customer that has a Chihuahua, for example, or any small breed. So it's definitely important to match it to the product if there are different sizes or flavors or. Dominic, we are close at time. Do you have any other example that you wanted to share, or should we move to the most interesting part? Because I think we showed some great AI video examples here.
Yeah, we've got tons of examples. Of course, I'd love to just show them because some of them are really incredible. But yeah, I think otherwise we could be sit here for a while running through quite a few.
And we value our attendees' time, so since we are at time, I left the best for the last. So before we wrap up, I just want to know that we have a promotion that is available for all the attendees of this webinar. So you can get your first AI video created with ScaledOn for just $99. That's $500 off of the regular price of $599. All you need to do in order to claim this $500 bonus is to go to our ScaledOn.com website. On the top right corner, you'll see the Hire Us button, and you'll need to select AI video creation and just put a comment in the box like Amazon Live Session or Amazon QA. You are going to receive your request, and you are going to receive a follow-up email with all the instructions and the link to pay the $99 to get your first AI video generated.
So really, really excited about running these for anyone attending. Yeah, I think you'll be really excited by some of the results from putting these out at the moment.
And just one last thing, to secure your place and get this offer, make sure you are filling the form until Monday, November 3rd. So these are the only two criterias. Fill the form until Monday and make sure you were an attendee of this webinar. Only the attendees are eligible for getting this coupon. Okay, thanks again for spending time with us, and we can't wait to see the AI videos you are going to send our way, the ideas, so we can create them for you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.